What's up, family? Um, Camp Raw. What is Camp Raw? Camp Raw is when we get inside the office, and that's where a lot of the verbal judo, verbal de-escalation skills really are the most effective. Um, it's just kind of like content, right? So they say you got about 3 seconds to hook your audience, 3 to 5 seconds to hook your audience. Same thing with apprehension. You got about 3 to 5 seconds to hook that subject into making them feel like they need to come with you to the office. And once you get them inside the office, the rest is easy. Because once you get people inside of the office, they are more relaxed. They are not as embarrassed. They're not as guilty. You know what I'm saying? The nerves is calming down a little bit. They're away from, the public. Everybody ain't staring at them, looking at them. You know what I'm saying? Like they crazy. Um, and so that's where people tend to open up the most. And that's when you can get to the bottom of what is really going on. Now, the company, they always want to know why somebody chose to shoplift. You know what I mean? Like that's what the company want to know. Me, I don't care. You feel what I'm saying? Like I've been through the ropes. Like I understand the game. Like I always tell my shoplifters, look, I ain't here to judge you. I'm here to get the merchandise back, and that's it. Nothing more, nothing less. You know what I mean? And once I tell them that, a lot of the time, I don't care how hard they act, how hard they are. Um, a lot of them will open up and they'll let you know. You know what I'm saying? Once they feel like they can, talk to you and they feel comfortable with you, they'll open up and some of them will tell you, "Hey man, I'm on papers right now. I'm on parole. I got warrants. You know what I'm saying? What's gonna happen?" A lot of them will tell you, "Look, I'm struggling right now. I'm making ends meet. I'm living check to check." So I'm gonna tell you, "Hey, look, I ain't got nobody out here. You know what I mean? I'm out here by myself. I ain't got no family. Been out here for, X amount of months, X amount of days. You feel me? So you got people that's gonna open up to you when you get in that office. And like I said, man, when you using your verbal judo, that's pretty much what it's all about after you catch them. If you can come up with something within 3 seconds to like, hey, get them into the office, the rest is history. You know what I mean? You'll figure out and they'll tell you why they doing what they doing. A lot of people they're gonna have their different reasons. Um, as long as you're respectful. Respect is key. Respect is key. Don't be going into none of these apprehensions, talking about why you stealing from my store, trying to make them feel less than, you know what I mean? Don't go at the apprehension like that. Not from that angle. You know what I mean? I don't even care if they being aggressive, physically or verbally aggressive. Always show respect, no matter what. Even if talking a little trash back, still be respectful with it. You know what I mean? Because it's gonna go a long way. It's gonna go a long way. Respect go a long way on both sides. You know what I mean? Somebody can respect what you do and still not like you. You'll have shoplifters that will respect what you do and still not like you. They will still come into your store just to watch you work, but they won't take a thing. I once had a top notch booster. I'm talking about this man was cold. This man was cold. I seen this man in my store one day and off the top, you know what I'm saying? I'm just feeling uncomfortable. I know what he about and he know what I'm about. And so I'm like, today is gonna be one of them days where it's gonna be a dogfight. You know what I mean? And so when I seen him, I'm already watching somebody. And then like as I'm following this subject, I noticed that he's following me, but he's keeping his distance. You know what I'm saying? Respectfully. And I'm like, man, what the hell going on with this man? You know what I mean? So like I'm watching my surroundings as I'm watching the subject. So the subject end up going to a register, paying for what they got, and then they walked out. So I go up to the booster and I'm like, hey man, what's going on? You good? You know what I'm saying? Everything straight. I noticed that you was following me while I'm watching this dude over here. And this dude messed me up, man. He messed me up with what he told me. He gonna tell me. He said, man, what better way to learn from the best by watching the best? I was like, what? He was like, yeah, man, I'm watching you because I heard you the best, so I come to watch the best. You know what I'm saying? Like, I know you know who I am, and I ain't come on none of that. You know what I'm saying? And I'm just, hey, I'm coming up here on respect. I just seeing how you move, you know, this and that and the fourth. And I was like, all right, bet. I was like, look, so hey, so long as you don't do nothing in here, we good. You feel me? Um, so that's what I mean by people are going to respect what you do, but they're not gonna like you. Some of them not gonna like you. Now you will have some of those ones who will try you. You gonna have some of the ones that's gonna try you for sure. Best believe you gonna have the ones that just something ain't right. You know what I mean? Something ain't right up there. They just, they don't believe fat meat greasy. You know what I mean? Hard head make a soft ass. You know what I mean? Like they just gonna have to learn the hard way, and that's fine. Cause with those type of people, you can make an example out of those ones. The ones that want to test the waters a little bit. You know what I mean? Um, but when you get these subjects in the office, it's a moment of intervention. It's a moment of therapy. It's a moment of venting. And then, sometimes they just got to vent and let whatever they've been holding in out. And you got to be able to create a safe place for them to do that without being offended or getting defensive and understanding, dang, this woman or this man has just been going through a lot. They just need to let it out. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes it's verbal. Sometimes people just get emotional, and they just cry, and that's fine. Provide that environment for them. You know what I mean? We are here to serve as well. You know what I mean? Even in the case that we do catch these subjects and we bring them into the office, you still got to treat people like human beings. Um, Honestly, because we all humans and we make mistakes. Been there, done that. So you'll get those ones that are coming to the office verbally aggressive, hot. You know what I'm saying? They still cooperative, they still, complying, but they talking mess on the way to the office as they in the office. And with those, you just got to be stern. And then still show respect, and still show respect. Um, and I just let them ones know, the ones that got the mouth. Hey, look, listen, look. I understand you mad. You know what I'm saying? But look, we ain't here because of what you did, not me. Period. You know what I mean? Now, if this too much, I can call PD. I can get them up here, and then y'all can have a conversation, and y'all can sort it out. You know what I'm saying? What you want to do? All right, man. I'm my bad. My bad. I'm just hot. I'll calm down. We good. We good. We good. We okay. Cool. Let's start over. You got ID on you? I got you. All right. You know what I'm saying? So treat people like human beings, like they're your family member. You know what I mean? Even though I know they're not your family member, but treat people like you want to be treated. You know what I'm saying? Just stick to the basics, man. Like it ain't hard. It ain't hard at all. It really ain't. You know what I'm saying? People overthink this job, overthink it. They get all these what if scenarios, you know what I'm saying, popping up in their head. What if this happened? What if that happened? Yeah, okay, cool. What if all that happened? Then what? But what if you took control? What if you really stepped into this leadership role with honor and integrity and passion and had pride for it? You know what I'm saying? Took pride in it. What if you set the tone? What if, you know what I'm saying, you brushed up on your verbal judo and you can be more effective in the office? You know what I mean? It's all about how you think. You know what I mean? Like, as a man thinketh, so is he. You feel me? So if you want to think negative, then you're going to get negative results. But if you think positive, you're always thinking about how to, come up with solutions, solve problems, you know what I mean? Deter safety hazards, safety behaviors, then you're going to be effective. You're going to have a lot of impact in this game. you're gonna have a lot of impact in this game, and you're gonna serve a lot of people. You know what I mean? You're gonna be serving your peers, you're gonna serve the customers, you're gonna serve the community. You feel what I'm saying? Like, come on now. There's not enough of us out here. There's a lot of, you know, crows out here, crow mentality, minded people. We eagles. You know what I'm saying? Can't nobody mess with us. We fly high. You feel me? We fly high. When the storm come in, we don't shy away, and we don't go flying to cover and ducking under trees and stuff. No, we use that storm, and we use the winds from that storm to elevate us, to go higher. You know what I'm saying? While the rest of these birds is ducking for cover, all these pigeons and ducks and crows, and you know what I'm saying? They ducking for cover. We flying high. We elevating. You feel what I'm saying? And you gonna have them crows that's gonna try to get you. You know what I mean? And that's the only bird. That's the only bird that would dare to try an eagle ever. But you know what the eagle do? The eagle don't even respond or react. The eagle just keep elevating, keep elevating, keep elevating. Because eventually that crow gonna fall off due to lack of oxygen. So when you get these haters out here, whether they on your team, whether they work at a different store, whether they a customer, whoever they are, just keep elevating on them. You feel what I'm saying? Because if they get mad, that means you doing something right. You feel what I'm saying? So keep pressing. Keep pressing. You know what I mean? When you get these people in the office, and they start venting to you, they start telling you about their problems. They start telling you the reasons why they are doing what they doing. Try to help them out. Try to, give them resources. Some of them, look, it get real behind closed doors. It get real behind closed doors. What people don't know is that when these people get behind them closed doors, they start talking. They start telling on boosters. I done had people telling their own boyfriend, their own girlfriend. I done had people telling their best friend. You know what I'm saying? It's deep. I'm talking about they giving names, date of birth, where they staying at. You know what I'm saying? How they doing, what they doing. Like, it get deep once these people get behind this closed door, and they getting pressed. You know what I'm saying? And the heat is on them. You know what I mean? A lot of people can't take that heat. Um, but when it comes down to being in the office, man, like, that's where I am the most effective when it comes to the verbal judo, because whatever need to be said is gonna be said in that office, and we're gonna keep it in that office. Period. Real talk. Whatever goes on in this office stays in this office. That's how I ran it. You know what I'm saying? So when you come into Camp Raw, everybody gonna get a lesson that day. We all might get a lesson that day. You know what I'm saying? Like, for real. It's a learning experience. Everybody gonna get experience some type of experience during that whole apprehension, from the time we make that apprehension to the time we release the subject. You know what I'm saying? On both sides of the ball, we're gonna give each other game. We might go back and forth, and sometimes that's what a lot of these relationships, like, um a lot of these relationships that I grew over the years started off on some verbal aggressive stuff. You know what I'm saying? And then we came to a meeting point where it was like, all right, look, this is what it is. Respect go a long way in this game. So when you out here doing what you do, show respect, give respect, and whatever you put out there, you're gonna get in return, whether it's positive or negative. You feel what I'm saying? So, with that being said, shout out to all my APAs out there. Happy hunting. Shout out to the family. I thank y'all for tapping back in. Till next time, raw and unscripted.